Alright guys, so this is what I got going on. I'm doing this hose job or whatever, but I can't figure it out. I don't know. The hose is definitely leaking, or something like it's leaking. Somewhere near it's leaking. It is power steering fluid, because I can show you it's everywhere, except for in the pump. But let me just show you real quick. So I took all the power steering fluid out, and if you can see in there, I don't know if it's gonna focus. There it is. All that stuff in there, it's like a filter, but there is gunk in it. It is old power steering fluid, but you can see it is everywhere. Like, it's on the alternator, the middle of the bolts, crankshaft, pulley. I mean, every single thing. So it's all right here, and that is the power steering pump down there. How is this caused just by a small leak on a hose? And it doesn't leak a bunch. So that's why I'm confused, because it's all over the hood. So this is the fluid. It doesn't really pick it up on video, but there's a little bit of metal flake in it. You can't really tell that much, but you can kind of see the shine. But there's metal flake in the fluid, and it's freaking brown. I mean, it is really black and brown. This is the hose I'm replacing. That is the high pressure hose. Put a new Teflon tape on there. I guess it didn't work. But what I'm trying to get to is that, you know, should I replace the hose? I mean, I'm already gonna replace the hose. I already bought the hose. I'm not gonna take it back. But shouldn't I just replace the hose in the pump? But then with the pump, you have to take the pulley off of the pump, put it on the new pump, and then you're good. I think that's so stupid. Man, this sucks. So I think I'm just going to replace the hose for now and then put that back on. The only thing that sucks is if I put the hose back on and take all the hose and everything off from the rack and pinion, put it back on, and it still leaks. Man, it just seems like a waste of time. But it's the only part I have right now. Really don't feel like going to AutoZone and spending more money. Because if I do get a pump, I'm going to have to take the pump off, replace the pump, take all the fluid out, put all new fluid in it. Obviously, I got to put more fluid in it, but got to do all that. Take the pulley off of that pump, because they don't sell a pump with a pulley already on it. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. But you have to buy the pulley or take the pulley off your old pump and put it on the new pump, because the pump is a core itself. So you have to give them the core so they can remanufacture it. That's another thing. It's remanufactured. So don't have very good history with the alternators either from AutoZone. I probably went, this alternator only went through 4 on this car, but last car I had, I did 7. So that was back and forth AutoZone. I finally just had them test them. But pump, I don't know how you test a pump. Maybe just use a drill and drill it up at the bolt, at the pulley, and then it might suck the, you know, fluid through there and not leak. But there's a bunch of seals in the pulley too, so I don't know if those are bad. And I don't know how old this pulley is or this pump, because this engine's newer, it's remanufactured, but I don't know if they remanufacture everything on it. Like, do they remanufacture the power steering pump? Have no idea. I mean, I don't know anything about stuff like that. All right, guys, so the car is put back together, got everything put back in, put power steering fluid in it, turned the steering wheel a bunch of times, put more in it. It's right at max, and I drove it around my neighborhood probably for like 10 minutes, and you can see the new line right there, and it is not leaking. So it's not leaking yet, but it's not leaking. So typically, when I did that nylon thing, put it back on, it started leaking immediately. It's not leaking anything. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that I don't have to replace the pump, because the fluid in there was pretty dirty, but I put fresh fluid in there, and we should be good. So what's up, guys? So I'm in my office right now at work. Drove my car today just to get it out of the garage. And I took it out of the garage, and there was a bunch of oil everywhere. So this kind of sucks though. I was just making this video, you know, a day ago after replacing the line and everything. But looked under the car, And when I pulled it out of the garage this morning, there was oil on the ground. I think the drain plug for the actual pan, the little rubber seal, is just messed up or something. So I'm gonna replace that. I think honestly, that's the reason it's leaking everywhere back there. And it's just wet back there because of all the power steering fluid coming out. So there's no oil leak. If there is, it's coming out of that drain plug, and it might just be that I need that drain plug just replaced in that rubber gasket. But the power steering is still leaking. So I went under the car when I left the house this morning and noticed that there was a little bit on the line. So I am thinking, I am 100%, I mean 99.9% positive that is the pump. So that pretty much sucks because the pump is like $70. I just spent $30 on the line, but I was trying to go cheap and just spend less money on things that I didn't have to. So I'm just gonna order a pump, put the pump on it. So that'll be another video, I guess. I mean, I'm just pumping out videos for you guys. But yeah, if you don't know how to replace a pump on a car, all the pumps and changing the pumps out on cars, they're all pretty much the same on every single vehicle. Even the Beamers and all that. Like, pretty much all the cars have the same pump. The rack and pinion might be a little bit different, but they're almost all identical, so it shouldn't be too hard. I was watching a Chris Fix video. If you don't know who Chris Fix is, you're probably not into cars, but yeah, he kind of I watched one of his videos, and it's super simple. He basically he said is to if you're going to replace the pump, replace the reservoir that holds all the fluid in it, which mine's pretty dirty and it has a filter in it. So I don't think I can replace that filter, so I'm going to have to replace the whole thing. The reservoir is like $10. So that, I already have the lines replaced. I might replace my low pressure line just to get that out of the way, just to fix it. And I went over my whole rack and pinion, and nothing looks like it's leaking. So I'm not going to worry about that. But other than that, that sucks. At the end of this video, it kind of does suck. So whatever, it's not a big deal. It's just car things. But other than that, if you got to the end of this video and you watched the whole video, please leave a peace sign or something like that in the comments. But anyways, leave a like, leave a comment. Peace, guys.